This is gonna suck so bad.
What is up, everybody? It is that time, that important time that happens every single season, where we really sit down and answer the important questions that have been raised throughout the entire season. Who is best girl of the season? Yes. Either it be a waifu character or the cute character that you just want to protect their smile. Either way, the best girl question is the most important each season. So, with that said, I am here to give you my top 5 best girls of the spring 2022 anime season. As with every single one of these lists, I definitely welcome everybody to go down below to the comments and let me know what your top pick for best girls are of the season. Jokes aside, this is just a fun thing to do, and I'm probably not going to have matching taste to everybody. But still, with all that said, let's jump right into it. For number 5, I have a very difficult decision to make, and that is 3 really fantastic characters from Summertime Rendering. Typically, I try to keep 1 character per show. Sometimes I break that rule, but it's my rules. So, but Summertime Rendering has 3 really fantastic characters: Ushio, Mio, and Hizuru. And now, the thing that makes me kind of sway back and forth is really kind of acknowledging what we're talking about here. Like with the case with Hizuru, I think she's fantastic. She looks great. I love her demeanor. But at the same time, the whole parts where she's like super awesome, where she's kicking butt, it's not technically Hizuru. So I'm kind of using that logic to force myself to not pick Hizuru. And then we have between, Tangirl, Best Girl, Mio, and then we have Ushio, who's just all around fantastic. So I think what I'm going to come down to, my final decision on the 5th best girl of the spring 2022 anime season, I think it's going to come down to Ushios. Yes, the Ushios. I'm cheating and picking Ushio and Shadow Ushio together. That's the best option. That's the logical conclusion that you can come to. But yeah, I've always loved Ushio. She's fantastic. She's super goofy. She has this demeanor about her that she kind of is almost a little bit ditzy, but not really. It's like purposely ditzy. She just kind of just wants to have fun. She's got a very positive nature and is really goofy. And I like that kind of rubs off onto Shadow Ushio. And they all kind of, obviously, the both of them really think alike in how they act and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. So with that said, yes, I'm cheating. If I can't have Ushios, I probably go with Tangirl, Best Girl, Mio, but we're leaving it at that. Moving on to my number 4, I cannot go a list without acknowledging Shamiko. I adore Shamiko so much in every single season that I see of Demon Girl Next Door, which is technically just 2. I love her to death. She's super goofy. I love her nature. She's got like a lot of things that are weighing her down, like misfortune that obviously comes around the story itself, and just her positive nature, her around her friends and family. It's just, she's super cute, she's super wholesome, and just we gotta blush this season, and I just absolutely loved it. I can't get enough of Shamiko. She's super cute. I love her character design, and yes, her transformation's fantastic, and we got to learn more about that transformation this season, which just made her like 1,000 times more kind of interesting as a character, in that she's obviously not a succubus. But yes, Shamiko, easily number 4. Moving on to my number 3, I'm facing the same difficulty that I faced with my 5th decision, which is, again, another show that has 3 really fantastic characters, and that is in The Executioner and Her Way of Life. Now, this one's not as difficult for me to pick, but it is still difficult. We have Minnow, which I think her character design is fantastic. She's a really great character. I loved her all the way through the entire series. She's just awesome. And then we have Ashna, who is just kicks total butt. I absolutely love her so much. She's just pretty much like a, not really Saberist character, but very much so like the strong female character that you don't typically get in anime. It's just she's not weak. She's not feminine, but she still is. Like, she pulls it off so well. She's basically the female Prince Charming, and I love how they managed to pull that off. She's very muscular, she's very fit, and yet she's not masculine, which I really do love. And I just love how she plays off of Momo, which is the 3rd. It's Momo. And I think, again, this isn't as difficult for me to choose in this particular show. I think it's Momo. Like, I absolutely loved every single scene Momo was in. And it helps the fact that she's easily one of my favorite yandere characters that I've had in anime in a long time. Momo just, it's a crazy awesome type of yandere. Like, she will blow up an entire kingdom all for the sake of Minnow. And I absolutely love it. And she kicks total butt. She's super overpowered and she pulls it off. Like, just the scene with her going berserk was easily one of my favorite scenes of this entire season. And just seeing her go absolutely ballistic was yes, I love this character. She's so awesome. She's a huge kick. And I love her nature, and I love how truly sincere she is in loving Minnow. And that easily my number 3. Moving on to my number 2, this one it had to be here. There's no way I was going to have a top best girl without something Spy X Family in it. And yes, another one that's obviously difficult to choose because we have Anya and we have Yor. We have waifu or Smile that we want to protect. And I think it comes down to Anya. And the reason why I say that, as much as I love Yor, I think her character design's fantastic. I love her seiyuu. I love everything about Yor. I think she's awesome. And her protective nature just sells it. She is perfect waifu material. But unfortunately, like I've mentioned several times during my impressions videos as the series went along, I don't feel like we've gotten too many good Yor moments. Maybe a handful. I think of anything, at least for this first part of Spy X Family, Anya was the one that took the cake. Anya honestly was the one that took over the internet. She's honestly the one that captured everybody's hearts from the very beginning, because obviously Yor wasn't really there. Anya grabbed the fandom. And because she's goofy, she has a quirk about her, this ability, and she's just a good-natured character to be around. You just love seeing what Anya's going to do next, and she's an absolute goofball. All the information that she gets from both Lloyd and from Yor, and completely flubs it. She's just so great. She's adorable. Her grin is absolutely dorky. Everything about Anya needs to be protected. And legit, in the show itself, it feels like Anya has to be protected. We always have to protect Anya. But easily, my number 2 pick is Anya. And for my number 1, this is obviously going to be very easy for people that have ever watched my videos or content is going to know what this number 1 pick is. Yes, it is mine from Ascendance of a Bookworm Season 3. I have always loved, and I will always love, mine as a character. She is absolutely fantastic, and this Season 3 was just icing on the cake of this continued love that I have for this character. Just through and through, she is easily one of the best wrote characters that I've ever seen in anime. And the thing that I'm kind of getting the most, even with Season 3, is just a sense of her being kind of thrown in the mud over and over again, thrown into terrible situations over and over again, having her life ripped from her hands over and over again, and yet she still is a positive nature. She's still a bright-natured character. She always has a focus, and that focus always leads to her to doing positive things. And I think there's something to be said that she is still technically a very selfish character. I mentioned this a lot in my review of Season 3, but she is technically a selfish character, and I like that about her. It makes her relatable. That still, in the end of the day, when push comes to shove, there is things that she ultimately wants, and she wants to strive for. And still, even still, when she sees things going on around her, she still takes measures in helping other people. She doesn't turn a blind eye to people. Yes, she'll jokingly say that it's in order for her to enjoy her books, but it's ultimately in the end that she wants to help other people. She's a genuine character. She feels natural. It never makes it feel like she's a hero. It doesn't make her feel like she's overpowered. It always makes her feel like she's a natural person that doesn't turn a blind eye to situations like some other characters might, or just brute force it with overpowered abilities. She does have power, but make no mistake, it is to her detriment. And I think that's what makes it kind of rounded as a character. But yeah, I love her. I every time I watch an episode of this show, I just I want more mine. She's so fantastic. I love her to death, and that's what makes her easily my number 1 favorite of the spring 2022 anime season. Now, yes, you're all probably wondering, Andrew, where's Kaguya-sama Love is War? Ultimate Romantic. Yes, I honestly struggled a lot with not putting Shinomiya in my list. I think she was absolutely adorable this season, especially that almost ending scene that we had where she had to describe something. It's just, I'm never really truly myself been in love with Shinomiya as a character. I think she's fantastic. I love her seiyuu. I loved everything about that show. It's just I've never really had that draw to Shinomiya. Honestly, most of the time I was more kind of drawn to characters like Fujiwara or Hayasaka. It's just me personally, Shinomiya, besides really liking her kind of flustered self every now and then in privacy, I've never liked her demeanor as a character outside of that, and I think that's what always kind of pushes me away from her as a character. I still love her. I still love all of the characters, Ino and Koyasu. Every character in Kaguya-sama Love is War is fantastic. Additionally, in my honorable mentions, I want to mention Aharen from Aharen is Indecipherable. She was absolutely adorable. She is definitely a smile I want to protect. She needs to be nurtured. Taken care of. She's way too cute. Additionally, Eiko from your boy Kongming, I thought she was fantastic. I really liked her character. The only reason she's not on my list is I felt like for a good chunk of this show, I felt like no real developments happen around that character. She kind of just feels stale there, even though she's supposed to be searching for her voice. For Day Day Live Season 4, I really did enjoy the introduction of Mukuro. Now, granted, I feel like she's a little bit too crazy for my taste. I mean, that's equally for Kurumi, which we did finally get some explanations to why Kurumi is who she is with this particular season. And like my brother was kind of mentioning, it does kind of help recuperate my mindset of her. I love her design. I've always loved Kurumi's design. I just never really cared much for her because she technically kills a lot of people. And it feels like it just kind of shrugs at it. But it definitely makes sense kind of coming into this whole perspective of getting an idea of who Kurumi is. Daimon Itsuka was very difficult for me not to put in my list. Itsuka was absolutely adorable. I think her seiyuu was phenomenal. And again, another character that needs to be protected. And I want her to smile always. Her seiyuu did a perfect job with that character. Even though Shield Hero second season was a little bit of a flub, I still loved, especially Raphtalia, seeing her transformation. The new Shrine Maiden outfit that she had when she got the katana was absolutely fantastic. I really also loved the introduction of Kizuna. Kizuna was great. I think she was super cute. Again, I loved her seiyuu in that particular regard too. In the heart of Kunichi Tsubaki had a lot of really adorable characters that I want to protect all of their smiles, but yes, obviously Tsubaki herself was just fantastic, and I loved every scene she was in. With that said, that's it. That's all the honorable mentions I'm going to give. There's so many other characters. It was a very tough time this time around with this season, but I hope you guys enjoyed the list either way. As always, like I said before, please go down in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite girls are of this season. Additionally, if you found this video entertaining, I would hope that you would subscribe to the channel so you can get all my content. I do top lists, news, impressions, reviews. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you'd like to support us more, we have a link to our Patreon, our tips link, and a super thanks button down there. I would definitely appreciate everybody that supports us, and y'all take care.